Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NBA action. Denver taking on Milwaukee. We've got a promo code. The code is March for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The Bucks are favored at home -6.5, total of 236. Super high total there. Denver comes in 18-15, 14-19 against the number. Milwaukee is 21-13 straight up and 17-17 against the spread. We've got Craig Trapp joining us to break this one all down for us. Craig, a big number here for Denver and Milwaukee. Who do you like, or what's the play?
Yeah, both of these teams played on Sunday. Impressive wins. The Bucks beating the Clippers. I mean, that was super impressive, and I believe Denver beat Oklahoma City. But the Bucks were down with just a few minutes left. That made some nice defensive stands, came back and won, and that was an impressive win against the Clippers team that was fully healthy, which they hadn't been in many games this year. So I think it's a tough spot in a 2-day period. You got to face two of the better teams in the Western Conference, and I think they might be able to pull off the win. But I just think Denver will be able to do enough to pull it, keep it within 5 or 6 points here. I think they actually match up really, really well. Obviously, not many people are going to be able to stop Giannis. Who can? But I do think Denver has enough bodies to throw at him, and that's, I think, really what you have to do. It's kind of like the way you played LeBron, the way you played Michael Jordan in the past. That not one guy's going to stop him, but if you have 3, 4 different guys that can rotate off of him, wear him down, and just keep him in check, I think that allowed Denver and their really good offense to stay in this game and keep us close enough to get this cover late.
Right. I will say Denver is a little thin with Paul Millsap out for the next
Yep.
7 to 10 days. Gary Harris out indefinitely. JaMychal Green out for 7 to 10 days, and then some guys on the quarantine list. So their depth is suffering a little bit here, but I think you're seeing it in the number, because I think this one would be quite a bit closer if they did have
Yep.
those guys. And then looking at Milwaukee's last win over the Clippers, I think it boils down to if you think that they won it or the Clippers lost it, because you can look at it as the Bucks playing good defense, but in the
Yep.
last few minutes of that game, Paul George and Kawhi were absolutely terrible. 3 of 15 from the field in the fourth quarter and missed the final 9 shots of the game. So I don't know if that's the statement win that Milwaukee kind of wants it to be. They did look a lot better, I will say that. But
Yep.
let's look at a total 236, super high. Thoughts on that?
I thought that last game was going to go over. So I do think the Bucks have learned. I think if you keep playing that wide open style that they have most of this season, I think it's going to be tough to win come playoff time. And I think against the better teams like Denver, you have to play a little more defense. And you're going 236. You only have to have one quarter that you score 50, and this game's going to go under. So I think that's the case. I think you play the under here. You play Denver. I think Denver, since they don't have as much depth as they usually do, especially on offense, I think Denver won't want to run up and down with the Bucks either. So I think both teams will play a little slower than that line suggests. Especially 236 is a really big total. So let's play the under on that one.
Right, and Denver seems to be one of those teams that kind of wilts down the stretch occasionally. And speaking of running up and down the court, that is not something that the Joker really likes to do. I feel like I see him just jogging all the time. Still
Yeah.
puts up, unreal numbers. So I guess I can't knock him too hard on that. But that's going to do it for our NBA talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff from Craig Trapp. As always, Craig, thanks for joining us.